Welcome back to Open Mic. You were saying something, Dominic.
It's a good example of why we need to be responsible when we're in politics, and especially when you're in opposition, that you take responsible positions. I think that the government, the Labour Party, I find that they were so desperate that they never stopped campaigning. They never really got involved as an opposition in the governance of the country. And I think that an opposition ought to see themselves as contributing to the governance of the country. So, for example, you would see that the United Workers' Party, we agreed with the Citizen by Investment program, and we said, okay, we will support this bill. We had elements of the program that we had problems with, but by and large, we supported the government and the Citizen by Investment bill.
Now,
this airport situation,
right,
with our fiscal and economic challenges that we were facing, the Labour Party looked for anything that they could find their hands on, right, to criticize the UWP. Okay. And they went too far on it in opposition, therefore they had to deliver when they came in.
Thank you, Dominic. Well, question to you both now. With Alan now being successful at the convention, do you think that this is a period where we need stability within the party? Do you think now that those who have the dissenters, so to speak, Alan must now compromise and come meeting them and making some, to avoid any further conflict, to ameliorate the situation?
See, Dennis, I'll tell you something. You take any organization, doesn't matter whether it's a government or whether it's private, having any form of bickering is no good at all, okay? It's a negative. In the case of the United Workers' Party, the problem which exists, first of all, there is a level of bitterness which is understandable as far as Mr. Honorable Stephen King is concerned. He was Prime Minister, he was leader of the party. Normally, you know, you're a political analyst, that most governments, when a Prime Minister loses, they actually resign, okay? But we are a bit different in the Caribbean. Now, what has happened there is that several party members felt that a change was due, okay? And it's everybody's democratic right to oppose. And I would say Honorable King was very amenable to that. It was done under his watch. He organized the convention, and he lost. And he lost quite badly, okay? So, yet, it is being said that Alan rigged it. Now, you ask me, you are Prime Minister, Alan is new into the party, and he wins so overwhelmingly. He goes to the polls, he goes for a second convention, and he wins the same way again, okay? And you still have certain individuals talking the same sort of...
But they said that he had become autocratic.
Yeah, but remember, okay, well, that's what they said. Now, look at today, he's gone back a third time, okay? But prior to the convention taking place, you heard the rumor, I'm not going to contest because the results are going to be the same. So supposing we said tomorrow, well, you know something, we're not going to oppose Kenny Anthony because he has everything organized there, so let's let him go in the power. We have to try. Regardless of what is said about the political arena, that it's a democratic and United Workers' Party win power, and they lost. They were beaten by a better man. That's the bottom line. And it's the same thing happening into the party here. And I think, well, right now, with Alan back on stream, the people who are the disgruntled folks who have been unfavorably accepted must come to grips with themselves and stop what is going on, because you cannot have 2 or 3 guys in the background pulling strings when you know that the people have spoken. That is, until such time that they want to change the method of electing a leader, we have to accept what's handed to us for the last 50 years.
Unless we want to go to be a communist state.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Dominic, what do you think?
Yeah. Well, I think whenever I speak to Alan, I think that Alan appreciates the work that Stephenson King has done and the contributions he has made to the party as a long-standing member. And I think he has the highest amount of respect for Honorable Stevenson King. He calls him Prime Minister still because they served together, they worked in as cabinet colleagues, and Alan was Minister of Tourism. I think, though, that good sense has to prevail. I know that some people...
In America, they still call ex-presidents president. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. But I think good sense has to prevail. I think we have to come together. I think that I'm very encouraged by some signs I'm seeing in recent times where, you know, people are dialoguing, where discussions are happening, and so on. So I believe that we will pull this together. I have no doubt that we will come together, good sense will prevail, and we will give to the people of St. Lucia very soon a united and stronger political organization. But you know, the noises that you're hearing is you know, our house was being reconstructed, and it is inevitable.
But before we finish, Michael, you made a point there. This business of that his election was rigged and things of that sort. But you know, isn't it the same thing with all sorts of, you know, elections within a party, even in the United States today, because they said that your was rigged also, you know, in ancillary. So basically, is that a way to sour the water, muddy the water?
And when you look at Dominic's situation, he was not the preferred candidate.
Yes,
he was not the preferred candidate.
Correct.
But you know, he won.
Yeah.
And you know something? I don't. We seem to be against change.
Yes,
that's our problem.
Well, even in an organization, you always have to say, is the resistance to change that is a problem. But before we finish, a question here, and Dominic also, you need to answer that one as well as Michael. The idea that the next election was said by the Prime Minister that it would be between the Labour Party and the Chasnays. What is in the Chasnays like that is so important, especially when you're dealing with an election?
Yeah, you know how I look at that thing, Denise? I think Dr. Anthony recognizes the fact that, one, I'm a very hard-working person, and two, so is Alan. Alan is a very aggressive individual, and he is not going to lie down and play dead. I think Dr. Anthony is fully aware of that. It resonated very strongly within him, and I think he actually slipped up when he said that. He said so. But what?
But he said it again.
But that's what I'm going to say. But what concerned me is when he said it the second time, because you know, when you say things twice, then it's really on your mind.
Yes.
And I think it's a very unfortunate statement, because in the history of St. Lucia, how can you actually direct that against a family? I mean, we are just in St. Lucia now. If I take myself, Alan, and my daughter, it's just three of us. And St. Lucia has a population of 170,000 people. And only if I have a hidden strength that I personally am not aware of. But I think there are concerns from Dr. Anthony, because Dr. Anthony knows full well that when he became Prime Minister, I was very useful to him.
Yeah, because you were the chairman of the NDC
and honestly,
different boards.
I had a lot of time for Dr. Anthony. I still respect Dr. Anthony, because even though sometimes in life that people say things, for me a friendship is a friendship, okay? Yeah. And I have certain loyalties to Dr. Anthony. Dr. Anthony is a well-educated individual. He's a very smart politician. But Dr. Anthony has to understand there's only so much you can do in life. You know, when you take 2 years in government, 1 year in opposition, that's almost 20 years in government. The guy is tired. He's beaten down, and people expect a lot of the guy, and they will find a lot of faults. You have to go, you know. That's my take on that.
Yeah. And Dominic, is it true that the leaders don't know in the Caribbean when to go?
Well, I'm not quite sure. I hope that I will know when to go, but I think that the Chasnay family comment was a stark example of, you know, where we've lost focus. Politics really is best when it remains a marketplace of ideas.
Yeah. Okay. Well, once again, you know, I hope Mike, everybody who's listening will realize that tonight we've had Mr. Michael Shasney and Mr. Dominic Fede giving us, yes, their points of view, and consequently, as you could see, is that you will make your own judgment as to what they have said, and I hope and pray that you all make the right decision.